Got it. Recording is in podcast or is in progress.
You
Recording is
ready?
in podcast though. I'm ready.
You ready?
I, are you? Yeah, I guess you make me
Maybe.
second guess myself. I'm ready.
Welcome to USAFBL Fingerboard Podcast. I'm your host, Levine
Dun.
Cunningham, and I'm excited to be chatting with Gary Graves. We got Gary
Yes,
Graves back on the
sir.
show.
Uh-oh, it's been a while, and I think a lot of people's been missing. They've been missing the Gary and Levine show, baby.
They have. I mean, we're back. We're back, baby.
We're back.
75 episodes.
That is crazy. 75 episodes. Is that the longest running fingerboard podcast right now?
It is easily the longest running fingerboard podcast ever. Not even just by length of time, just by the amount of sheer episodes, which is absolutely crazy.
I think you just made history.
I think we did. I feel like we need a little bit of champagne. It's a little early, but we'll pop up some bubbly.
Let me text Guinness Book of World Records later. We'll get something going.
We'll get them on the mic.
So, what's been up? How you been though?
I've been good. First off, I need to throw something out there because we are 75 episodes in. And if you're watching this on YouTube and you have not hit that little bell icon, where are you at? Where are you at? We are like at 990 subscribers, and I need 10 more people just to finger that bell icon so we can hit 1,000 subscribers.
10 subscribers. That's it. Come
That's
on, we can do
it.
that.
I think we should be able to hit
Guys,
that.
push it, share it, get your grandma to subscribe on her YouTube channel that she don't even use.
Definitely. So definitely hit that bell icon. Definitely it's gonna help the channel. It's gonna help us get monetized, and it's gonna help us get another 75 more episodes underneath our belt. So if you like what we're doing,
So,
definitely subscribe.
Levine, that's only on YouTube though, right? We still got subscribers on all the other platforms as well, though.
Of course, get us on Instagram. Definitely follow the main channels. I mean, definitely follow everything that we got going on. I feel like in the world of fingerboarding, United States Fingerboarding League is definitely making moves, and it's definitely kind of leading the pack as far as all things cool in fingerboarding, as far as events go.
Backtrack. You didn't say welcome to the USAFBL Fingerboard Podcast?
Yeah, we did the
You're
intro.
slacking. Did we?
Yeah.
Where have I been?
I don't know. We're so excited to be here. We're just like,
Oh my goodness. My head is spinning, folks.
Gary Gray is back on the mic.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
We're going to go through some history.
Let's go through some history. Let's start in 1776 when America was first founded.
History began on July 4th, 1776. Everything before that was a mistake.
Definitely. But we're going to fast forward till March 17th, 2023, when the first episode of USFBL Fingerboard Podcast went down.
Let me ask you, on that first episode, did you figure that it was going to last this long? Did you figure it was going to turn into what it turned into today?
I had visions that it could be something like this, but I mean, I wouldn't say like I started this knowing that I was going to fail, but I definitely started this knowing that like if I could just keep making one more episode, just one more, like I know that like eventually we'll start catching some traction, and then you push one more episode and then one more episode. And then you look up and you're at 75 episodes, and it's like, holy cow, Batman.
You're like, what the heck? Plus, along the process, I think you turned into a well-endowed podcaster.
I just broke my last pair of underwear.
Yeah, that's what's weird. So when I started, I mean, I didn't even know how to podcast and what equipment you needed. I did like 2 months of research, but like even before, like I even tried to attempt it and stuff and just went for it and said, you know what? There's nobody currently making fingerboarding podcast episodes. And I'm like, someone needs to do that. And I'm like, man, that should just be me steadily.
Yeah.
And of course, as soon as you do something cool, like, some other people will hop on board. Mike Snyder, Big Spin Podcast.
Wow. Wow.
No, I'm kidding. I love both you guys. I love both these guys.
Trend setting.
I know. Just talking smack on the podcast. We're definitely celebrating out here, and we've got a hell of a episode for you guys. So first off, we have 50 interviewed episodes and counting from the largest brands, influencers, and event holders in the industry. Like these 50 episodes are absolute bangers.
I will say, personally, I kind of enjoy the smaller companies, the smaller people, the people that nobody's really heard about or known about.
All about that, man. We're all about shining
All
the
about
light
it.
on big companies, small companies, companies that are just starting out, companies that are they're just doing what they do. And we're like, man, I see you. Everybody else also needs to see you.
All right, quiz time. Who is your first guest?
Ooh, I should know this. I think
You
it's
should know this.
Zegheads. I want to say it's Zegheads. I
I
think
don't
that's like episode 2 or episode 3.
really. I don't even know that. So I'm putting you.
You put me
We're
on the
gonna have to take
spot.
your word. I'm
All
putting you on
right.
the spot. We're gonna have to take your word for it.
Someone fact check me on that. Man, and speaking of like episodes, we have 30 episodes of Listen to Wins. You know who started the very first Listen to Win episode, right?
Guys, I'm shy.
Mr. Gary Graves himself.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You know, the first on my episode when I threw that out, I don't even think you knew that I was going to do that. I kind of like really threw you under the bus on that one too.
You brought it to me and you're like, hey, I think we should do something like this on the episode. And you're like, I know Kim's really well. And like, I think we can make something happen. And I was like, this is kind of crazy, but I like it. Let's do it. And
Say
so,
less, fam.
yeah. And you made history. You made some magic happen for sure.
I think every episode since then that you've had somebody on, or actually every episode since then you've had a listen to win, correct?
Yeah, for the most part, we have if they're a brand and they make their own product and stuff, I mean I kind of strong arm them a little bit to give up some free product and some publicity for it, get that listen to win out there.
Everybody listening, they love winning,
It's a
and
win-win. It's a
it's a win-win.
win-win.
It's a listen to win, win to win to win.
But man, I'm excited about all the gold nuggets that have been dropped throughout all the episodes. We've been literally putting on a lot of game for you guys, giving out all of the gold nuggets, all the juice, showing how the milk is made. Like it's absolutely wild.
Brian, pause, Brian.
God damn it!
Brian, I know you're listening right now, and I pulled it out.
He's got a mic and it sounds
Microphone.
good.
The microphone. Ooh. I just been really lazy not hooking it up because you could pull it off with headphones. But if Brian wants the microphone, I'll throw a microphone out. Much love, buddy.
Much love, much love. Yeah, let's get back into it.
Let's get back into it.
Yeah, so the amount of gold nuggets that we have dropped on this podcast is absolutely just crazy. Like just showing people, putting people on game, telling people how to host events, deck making process, obstacle making process, event making process, how to actually open your online store, run that successfully, social media influencers, how to run your channels, physical storefronts. Like, I mean, pretty much every aspect of fingerboarding. If you go through the archives, like you can be very, very versed in anything that you're basically wanting to do in the industry.
And plus, if you listen to every episode up until now, if you go back and start listening to them again, they're like brand new episodes. You'll learn something new second time around. It's a proven fact.
This is very true. Very, very true. Here's the crazy thing. So with weekly episodes, which we've been literally every single week dropping an episode after an episode after an episode, we gotten to the point where like, I feel like I'm on Netflix where like I'm looking for a new show. And like, if I only see like one season of a show, are you the same way where like, you don't even bother watching it unless it's got like 2, 3, 4, 5 seasons to it?
Nothing is more irritating than finding a new show that I get hooked on and realizing that it's 10 episodes in one season. It's like, come on, guys. I'm right there with you. I don't know. I'm just happy to be back on the mic with you, Levine.
No, I feel you. I feel you. That's why I'm like shows like, Breaking Bad and like Walking Dead where there's like a million seasons. And I'm like, dude, I can binge watch all of this stuff for a very, very long time. And so like with 75 episodes, you can now like binge watch all of these seasons. It's absolutely crazy. And so I feel like we kind of need to do like a season guide. We'll kind of like, go through like all of our favorite episodes and run straight through all of this good stuff.
All right, let's do it. Let's talk about it. So we're just going to talk about the episodes on 50 to 75, correct? Not from 1 to 50?
You know what? Episode 1 through 24, that episodes can be recapped in our 25th episode. So if you're interested in starting from the beginning and trying to wonder like, I wonder which episode, if you're like, I don't want to watch all 75, but I want to watch the best of the best, watch episode 25. We're going to go through the first 24 episodes and it's going to lay everything down as far as like what happened in most of those episodes and whether or not it's definitely something you guys need to be watching as a high priority.
You guys need to watch it. You guys need to watch them.
'Cause all of me loves all of you.
Yeah,
Listen
of course.
to 'em.
Watch them
Subscribe.
all. And then, of course, episode 50, the 50th episode, is going to highlight episodes 26 through 49. So all of those episodes, if you were
Ooh.
looking to see like what's the best of the best, what's worth watching over other episodes, like definitely watch episode 50 on our 50th episode. Then, of course, the 75th episode, this episode you're listening to and watching right now, we're about to go through episode 51 through 74. We're going to have to put up the craziest lineup of podcast episodes, I think, ever, in my opinion.
I'll read the name of the episode and you tell us a little bit about it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I like this.
Can we handle this? Can the Gary and Levine show go down this road right now?
We can do this.
Episode 51 was league memberships.
So we introduced league memberships. One of the first things that basically has happened in the fingerboarding industry, being part of a league, being part of a community that is just larger than yourself. And so with that, comes with stat tracking, medal tracking, and it's also the only way to be able to qualify for regional and national events that are going down in 2025. The crazy part about all of that is going to be at nationals, we're going to be sending 3 winners. I'm going to leak this right here on the podcast.
Wait, this is new information nobody knows about.
Yeah, this is new information
Brand
nobody
new.
knows about.
Late breaking. Let's go.
3 lucky winners at our national event in 2025 is going to be going to Black Rivers Fast Fingers 22 to compete on the world stage.
Listen,
and we're going to be
everybody
doing
that
it
hears
all
that-
paid, expenses paid, flight, travel, hotel, all that good stuff.
Your league memberships just jumped up. As soon as this episode drops, it's going to go ping, 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 ping. Everybody's going to be wanting a part of that.
Yeah, so if you've ever competed at a tour event or even a sanctioned event, and you're not a league member, definitely go to usafbl.com and sign up and become a league member. It's where it's at, especially going into 2025.
So go back and listen to episode 51. You'll know all about it.
Yep.
So episode 52, King of the Plies.
So this episode, man, we pre-launched King of the Plies. It's the largest outdoor This is the largest multi-city street fingerboarding team event. It's a video submission contest. We had 10 teams in 10 different cities battling it out to provide the most entertaining journey of completing a list of fingerboarding challenges.
Episode 52. All right. Wait, hold on.
Are you kidding me, Samantha?
Listen, we're a little bit rusty. We haven't really had some fun on the mic in a while. Brian, we love you. Sorry. Episode 53, Sanctioned Events.
So this episode, we launch the drop of 22 sanctioned events happening across the US and Canada for this year. So we go over the list, the event holders, where they're at, and we stir up some summer magic for sure in this episode.
Now, before we move on to episode 54, how many of those sanctioned events have hit and taken place so far? Have you got like a rough count?
I know we have 6 more. By the time this episode launches, we'll have 4 more left. We'll have Wilmington, North Carolina, Mineola, Florida, Toronto, Canada, and I feel like I'm missing one. I feel like I am missing one. And
No pressure.
no pressure.
Isn't it awesome, like looking back and remembering when we talked about this stuff for the first time? And now it's later on. It's like, man, all that already happened. What's going on? This time is flying.
Time is flying. It feels like literally yesterday we're announcing all of them, and now like we're almost completely through the season.
Episode 75. I mean, what can I say?
I know.
Okay, episode 54, King of the Ply starts now. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark.
Yeah, so this episode we launch the King of the Plies tournament. We launch the teams, we launch the cities, we give out the challenges, which some of these challenges are absolutely wild and some of them are a little bit over the top. And so they have to go out and film all of these challenges. And so going over all the highlights and things like that as far as the launch goes, definitely a fun episode.
I will say a little bit of insider history here. Coming up with some of those challenges was incredibly fun to do.
And I'm
Incredibly
excited for
fun.
next year's King of the Plies when we up the ante and we up the challenges as well.
Be ready, guys. Be ready.
Definitely be ready. And so those teams, by the way, we're talking Pipsqueak Wheels, Fatty's Pre-Roll, This Fingerboards, Port City Fingerboarding Crew, Zeg Heads, Yuck Fingerboards, Colt Boards, Teak Tuning, Chems, and Gone Fingerboards. So we're talking about those 10 teams in a battle royale.
Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Episode 55, Level up fingerboards.
Yeah, so this episode we get Jason on the mic from Level Up. He makes literally some of the best bushings out there on the market for sure. Definitely an OG. Get to hear his story, and I would definitely highly recommend this episode.
Hey, just a little bit of information here. I just threw level up bushings on my fingerboard and I love them. So props to Jason.
Same, same.
Episode 56, Sausage Ramps.
Sausage Ramps was a very good episode. We actually caught him right before he hosted sausage. He had the sausage event, right? Well, I can't remember what it's called.
Sausage Fest?
Sausage Fest. I don't know why it didn't come to me. Like, all right, so Sausage Fest was the most sponsored fingerboarding event, I want to say, in history. Absolutely crazy. 120 plus sponsors.
The flyer for that looked gnarly.
Yeah, the flyer for looked absolutely crazy. Not only that, man, he makes decks, he makes parks, he makes obstacles. Like, he does it all. And this episode, we go in depth as far as the history, the brand, just the progress of the company. It's a good episode.
Episode 57, King of the Ply, pick your favorite.
So this is probably one of my favorite episodes, actually. This is where all of the teams submitted their video for the video contest, and we are launching it on our YouTube channel where you can watch all of the episodes, not all the episodes, but all of the video submissions, and literally get to vote and choose which one of those is your favorite. And so I call that fingerboarding week, even though I'm pretty sure David Jones took fingerboarding week. But for me, this is like our version of fingerboarding week. Yeah, we're taking
it back.
Yep.
Fingerboarding week is now ours. All of ours, even the people listening.
So yeah, if you haven't checked out any of the King of the Plies edits, I highly suggest going on our YouTube channel, USAFBL_KOTP, and go check them out.
And while you're on YouTube, we need 10 more subscribers, so get on it.
That's true. Finger the bell icon.
Okay, episode 58.
Nick Dimer.
I know I'm gonna say that name wrong.
But Nick, man, he is definitely one of the most up and coming and fingerboarding influencers right now. Like, he is on bar stools. I think ESPN even picked him up on a couple fingerboarding edits. Like, he is just blown up, and he's still, I think, in high school too, which is crazy. So that just means that like literally anybody can be what they want or do what they want and kind of just rise to success. But we had a really good episode, really talking about, his rise to fame and what he's been doing to kind of keep up with that. And we talk about our shared experiences too with that Rendezvous and Fingerboarding Con weekend as well.
I will say, getting on bar stools, that's pretty crazy.
It is crazy. Your boy right here, Levine, got on bar stools too.
Levine got on bar stools now.
They didn't give me
no
tags,
do a pizza review.
Yeah, I know. We're going to have to find that video.
One bite, everybody knows the rules.
Yep.
Okay, episode 59, King of the Ply, winner, chicken dinner.
All right, so yeah, this episode, we announce the winners, and we end the finale for King of the Ply. So we announced the first and second and third place winners. We gave away $1,500 cash and 3 sponsor packs to the winner, 3 sponsor packs to second place, and 3 sponsor packs to third place as well. And so it was a very, very dramatic season finale ending for sure. I don't want to give away too much of the juice, but definitely something worth watching. One of my favorite episodes.
It's always so sad, all that effort you put and just seeing it all flourish, and then it comes to an end and you're like, oh, come on, next year, let's get here next year quick.
I know. As soon as it started, I felt like it was over just as quick.
I think that episode was the last episode I was on with you. Am I correct on that?
Maybe. I think so.
Maybe it's been
it feels like it's been a minute, yeah.
Ron, I've got to fire you. Well, I've got to fire you. Bing, bong, bong. You're fired, Ed.
Guys, I'm back.
Gary's back, baby.
I'm back. All right. Episode 60, Mitch Rush.
All right, Mitch Rush. If you guys don't know who this guy is, he is a wizard on the fingerboard. Definitely one of my favorite fingerboarders. I had the opportunity to meet him in real life several different times, and we got him on the mic. He has won Best Trick Street contest. Like, he's a very acclimated fingerboarder for sure. Like, he knows his stuff. And so to be able to get into the mind of what makes him tick, what makes him just do the things that he does. I mean, half the things that he does, like I've never seen before in fingerboarding, like period.
Yeah, no, it's one of those clips. He posts clips that you have to watch like 3 or 4 times to really comprehend it. It's like I don't know if my brain can think about what he's doing right now. Let's watch it like 2 more times, maybe 3.
Yeah, he's like a judge's worst nightmare because he'll do something and we'll be like, the hell was that?
Or like if he's fingerboarding with his fingers upside down, it's like what stance is he even in right now?
Yeah, and then to be able to start off with that, flip into like a backside tail, and then to be able to do an upside down, like back tail, like 360 flip out, like absolutely stupid. And he just does it like it's no
Crazy.
big deal, like he's just, a random Tuesday.
He's a wizard.
Yeah, definitely check out that episode.
Episode 61, teak tuning.
Man, we got Geraldine on the mic herself. So, Teague Tuning founder on the mic, got to hear the entire story of the progression of the brand, where she's from, how she came to be, just the rise of Teague Tuning. Like, for anybody that's not aware who Teague Tuning is, it's probably literally one of the most iconic fingerboarding brands out there. And if you want to get put on some game and definitely learn kind of the ins and outs of what's going on with that, like, it's a really good episode to get into.
That was a very informative episode.
Definitely.
Okay, episode 62, sanctioned events.
Yeah, so we check in on our event holders for the sanctioned events this year, and we kind of go over, the progress of what's been going on with that list. We had some updated sanctioned event holders entering the list. So the list has literally kind of dropped off and then got bigger. And then now we're resting, I think, at like 21 total for the year. So we were able to check in and stuff on that and go over the progress and some of the winners and things like that. So definitely check that out if you want to keep up with the sanctioned event list and what's been going on for the summer.
Episode 63.
Fidgety
Am I saying
digits.
that right? Am I saying that right?
FB.
Fidgety digits? Okay.
Fidgety digits.
All right, just if this ever slips in here and you hear us talking about Brian or you hear us talking to Brian, he's our guy in the chair.
He's the man behind the curtain.
Yep, he's the wizard to our Oz.
Definitely.
Okay, episode 63, right? 63. Episode
Yeah.
63, fidgety digits.
Yeah, so we got Brandon on the mic. He's from Strathmore, Alberta, Canada. So not only is he putting Strathmore, Canada on the map, but he's also a sanctioned event holder helping USFBL expand into different countries. So huge shout out to Brandon for that. And this guy is deep into the art world. He's a tattooist, he's an artist. He's kind of a jack of all trades, but he is highly involved in the graphics and art scene as far as fingerboarding goes. And so if you kind of want to know the ins and outs of who's doing what in the fingerboarding scene as far as art and things like that go, definitely check out that episode. It's a great episode.
Episode 64. USA FBL is where? Question mark.
Man, so this episode is an interesting episode. So I'm not even gonna lie, the road to 75 episodes, it is a hard road. And we got a little bit behind before we got on our trip to Germany. I had visions of being able to produce an interviewed episode, but I brought you guys something a little bit better. I brought you guys a little insight on my trip to Fast Fingers. I was recording this episode in a town I can't even pronounce. So theoretically, I don't even know where I'm at. I was lost. That's why it's called Where Are You? And so we did a lot of networking over at the Fast Fingers event, and we've actually brought, several new episodes from people across the pond that I mentioned in this episode as far as special guests and things like that go. And so looking back at it, definitely no lies told. So definitely watch it. Pretty cool. It's short and sweet. Gotta love it.
Okay, before I announce the next episode, I just need to know, in Germany, when you were on the Autobahn, did you like the Autobahn? Did you go as fast as you could? Did you just like zoom it?
Man, I wish I had a rental car where I can get on the Autobahn. I was a brokey. I'm not gonna lie. We took the train.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah, we took the train. Took the scenic route.
See, when I was over there, I'm kind of bummed because we got a rental car and I didn't get to experience the train, and I feel like I let myself down.
Yeah, but if you got a car, you got the Autobahn. I take the Autobahn over the train any day.
I probably shouldn't say this on the podcast, but in Germany, you can legally drink and drive on the Autobahn.
You may have to fact check him on that, but
yeah, Brian, fact check us.
This is not true. This is not true at all.
Let's get back to it. Episode 65, COTY, Mexico.
This was a really good episode. I love doing episodes with good friends. I've known COTY Mexico like pretty much my entire fingerboarding career, dating back to like 2020. And so being able to get COTY Mexico on the mic, COTY Mexico is the founder of the Fingerboarding Unlimited Facebook group. And so we had a really good episode as far as, the Facebook community versus kind of the Instagram community, talking about the differences between the two, similarities, what we love, what we don't love. This was a very in-depth like episode as far as, how people express themselves online in the fingerboarding scene. So definitely check that out. It's a much deeper episode. One of my faves.
Episode 66, Big Spin Podcast.
So we had Fingerboard Christopher on the mic for the second time. So we had Fingerboard Christopher on the mic originally. I can't remember what episode, but he's definitely a really good episode. But we got him back on the mic as Big Spin Podcast. So Big Spin Podcast is a podcast that started about 3 or 4 months ago. Definitely go check it out. It's really good. And we talk about his up and coming event, his podcast launching, our shared experiences at Fast Fingers. And we talk about like the podcasting scene as a whole. So not just, what we're doing, but, what's going on here, what's going on overseas, things like that. So definitely a very informative, very fun episode. You got 2 podcasters on, a podcast episode. So, it's a good one.
Right. And then maybe 10 of their subscribers can come over and subscribe to us.
Definitely. Road to 1,000.
Road to 1,000. Okay. Episode 67, Sorry for Fingerboarding.
Sorry for fingerboarding. So we got Nash on the mic. Nash is an OG. He represents that Cali lifestyle. You can definitely see that in his edits, his events, the things that he's doing. He's just got that vibe, and he has got a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of history. We talk about, shared experiences. I mean, he's a Black River team rider. He's got his own signature Black River obstacles, all kinds of cool stuff. And so this episode definitely goes deep, a lot of history, a lot of gold nuggets dropped, and some first interactions as well with me and Nash. So like me and Nash have met in real life back in like 2021, and we share a lot of like just funny stories and good times, man.
Episode 68. Episode 68, Doom Lagoon.
The Doom Lagoon episode. So we had Noah on the mic for that one. That was a really, really good episode. So he kind of walks us through his deck making process. He drops a lot of gold nuggets in there. He is, I think, the only company that literally makes nothing but one-of-one fingerboarding decks, which is absolutely wild. Every one of his decks is like a piece of art, and I can't get enough of it. But yeah, if you definitely into Doom Lagoon, he's got great, fingerboarding papers, like grip tape and all that good stuff. Like he's on point. He's doing a bunch of cool stuff. Definitely watch that episode. A lot of art, a lot of history, a lot of things going on there.
Episode 69, Curious Boards.
Man, so we got Frank on the mic. So he is actually one of the first guests from overseas that I met at Fast Fingers. And so going back to the episode where I'm lost in Germany, talking about all the, cool special guests that I'm going to have lined up on the podcast. He's definitely one of those guys. He has the largest online fingerboarding store that I am aware of. He's got like over 2,000 SKUs on his site, which is absolutely crazy. The big takeaway from this episode for me that I absolutely love is how he has a global outlook because, as Americans, we tend to just think about things that are happening here in the States, and the United States is huge. And so there really isn't a reason for us to even think outside of the US. But like Frank gives us that like just global look where like, United States is just a small piece to the global pie.
Some solid information. I learned that a couple months ago.
Yeah. And so a lot of gold nuggets dropped in this episode. I mean, we talk about the online retail game. We talk about the physical, retail game as well. Lots of gold nuggets dropped in this episode.
Plus, I mean, the episode's called episode 69. Well, I mean, it's not called that, but it's episode 69. So even if you don't listen to it or haven't listened to it yet, listen to it because it's episode 69. It's 69.
Goated.
And finger the like button, episode 69. Episode 70, Justin Loring.
So we actually had a great episode with Justin. We very rare that we kind of get on the podcast and really go into deeper, surface level fingerboarding stuff. This is more of we did like the heartbreak episode, the Valentine's Day episode, where we kind of went really deep as far as, our feelings and things of that nature. In this episode, man, we talk about like the feeling of belonging, being accepted in the fingerboarding industry, feeling like, no one values your hard work and your efforts in the community. Like this episode goes really, really deep. We're talking about like, I started a fingerboarding brand. I thought I was gonna, sell a bunch of decks and make a bunch of money, and like two people bought your stuff, and like that was it. And just kind of going through the heartbreaks and things like that, that kind of like, brings your mental paralysis as far as, things going on in the industry. So it was a really deep episode and definitely a good watch or listen.
The emotions of fingerboarding.
Exactly.
Episode 71, Rock Fingerboards.
Yeah, we had Eric on the mic. He is probably one of the most consistent fingerboarding edit creators out there besides Gary Graves, of course. He has definitely been very, very successful with his edits. He's probably one of the most sponsored fingerboarders that I'm aware of. Like I feel like people are just literally just throwing sponsorships at him left and right. And it's definitely a cool like episode to be able to kind of get in the minds of, you know, why he does what he does as far as fingerboarding edits go, how he's doing his edits, his inspiration behind them, being sponsored, what that looks like. And he also was involved in the King of the Plies teak tuning edit as well. So if you haven't checked that out, go check that out. I'll put a link in the description for you guys.
Episode 72, Slick Screws.
Yeah, so we had Joe on the mic. He's also overseas from the UK. He has made a company called Slick Screws that literally has replacement screws for your stripped out base plates through Dynamic and Black River. And so we had a very in-depth conversation as far as how he came up with the process, what that looked like, his progress as far as the brand from start to finish, what that looks like, and also our shared interactions and stuff at Fast Fingers. He was a judge for the event, and we kind of get into all kinds of cool stuff in this episode. So definitely a good watch.
Levine and Joe were judge buddies.
We were.
Episode 73, Dude Guy FB.
This episode, definitely one of the most anticipated episodes once we announced that he was going to be on the podcast. I think everybody went absolutely wild on this. But yeah, we got Clark on the mic. Dude Guy is known for their recycled wheels, and he has been in the industry for just a short while, but he was able to do massive things in the industry, from becoming one of the more recognizable wheel companies and also, putting Utah on the map, hosting those events. So you want to hear about the history, the brand, everything about Clark, like definitely go check out this episode.
I will say in those in the fingerboard Facebook groups, I always see people asking about this dude's wheels. So
They're highly sought
something
after.
right.
That secondary market goes wild.
Episode 74, USA FBL is doing what?
So this episode is a inside look into all of the projects that United States Fingerboarding League is doing. And so we're basically checking in with people because I don't feel like we've checked in with you guys recently. I think the last time we did so was like King of the Plies, like 3-4 months ago. And a lot has happened since then. And so we talk about, the King of the Plies contest that just went down. We're talking about our progress here on the podcast. We're talking about the sanctioned events that have been going down this summer. We're talking about the launching of Combo of the Year and the new contest line of the year, thanks to my man here, Gary Graves. And of course, we got the 2025 regionals and national events for 2025 next year. Those dates, those cities, they are locked in, and we're just finalizing all the last details, and we're getting ready for a drop. Probably the largest fingerboarding drop of the year, in my opinion, when we drop those dates, those locations. Those going to be 2-day weekend events as well. So it's not even like a 1-day, it's going to be a weekend extravaganza for each one of these stops.
Levine, I don't think they're ready for this.
I don't think they're ready for this. And I mean, like I said, nationals, 3 lucky winners, 3, 1, 2, 3, were paying their way to go compete. Fast Fingers 22 in Germany, in Schwarzbach, Germany. So pretty big ordeal.
So if you're planning on competing at the USA FBL events next year, go get your passport.
Yeah, go get your passport.
Passports can take a while to get, so get it now.
So exciting times that are happening for sure. So we're checking in on everything. So if you guys are like, United States Fingerboard League's kind of doing some cool stuff and didn't realize, like, if you want to know everything that we're doing, all the projects, everything that's like, it's absolutely crazy how much stuff we're doing. Check out that episode. It's got everything in there.
I mean, I don't know anybody else sending anybody to Fast Fingers from the States.
I don't even know too many people that are even going to Fast Fingers, more or less actually sending people to Fast Fingers. So this is absolutely epic and definitely
Game changing.
yeah, game changing
Game
for
changing.
sure.
You know, that was up to 75 or 74. I think it's about time to do what we've did the past 31 episodes.
Ooh, is it listen to win time?
It's listen to win time.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what.
Man. All right. So we've got, let me see who we got here. So we've got tonic wood. We've got a 9-ply tonic wood from Serbia. He actually hand gave these to me at Fast Finger. So these are straight from Serbia to Germany, all the way here to the United States. I've got it. This is a 29 millimeter by 98 millimeter fingerboarding deck by Tonic Wood.
And for the people just listening that's not watching this, the packaging on this thing is so beautiful. It's like how you see an actual real skateboard come, where it's like shrink wrapped up with a little paper around the side of it. I'm a sucker for packaging like that. Simple and beautiful.
Yeah, no, most definitely. So we got to give them a challenge.
A challenge. A challenge. What's the challenge?
So we are looking for a fingerboarding clip or an edit that you have made. And in the description, we are wanting you to tell us which episode 51 through 74 is your favorite and why.
So will this be the first person that posts this wins, or how does that work?
So this will be the first person to post a clip or an edit that is yours, obviously. And the description, tell us which one of the 51 through 74, titled episodes is your favorite episode and why. You're going to need to tag USAFBL, USAFBL underscore FBP, and tonicwood.official to win this 29 millimeter tonic wood deck from Serbia.
It's beautiful. The deck is beautiful,
beautiful,
guys. You don't want to win it.
Also, let me know in the comments. Should I get Tonic Wood on the podcast?
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and say we should.
You know what? I'm gonna reach out to Tonic Wood. We're gonna make this happen. All right, Gary. Your top 5 episodes out of 51 through 74.
Well, Vine, you're putting so much pressure on me right now.
I
Okay,
know. We listed some bangers. I'm not even gonna lie. We listed some bangers.
I'm gonna say probably one of my favorites is the teak tuning episode.
Okay.
It was very informative, and her backstory was just very intriguing. So I'd say that one. The COTY Mexico episode, just because I've been following him in that. Yeah, I've been following him in that group for a while now, and hearing his story and everything, that was awesome. Sausage ramps. How could you not? How could you not put that in your top 5? I'm gonna say the episode where you get lost in Germany.
Okay.
Just because being a fellow guy that went to Germany a couple months ago, or last month myself, it is so easy to get lost in Germany with a rental car, and their GPS sucks over there. I don't know what it is. Like, American GPSs is superior to Germany GPSs. Like, a road can be closed and you're still going down a dead end. Makes no sense. Okay.
I feel you. I took the train, so it was a little bit different for me, but.
Well, I hope the train had a good GPS system is all I got to say about that.
What?
I'm gonna just say all the King of the Plies episodes put into one. Can we combine that into one?
We can do that. Theoretically, it's a series, but yeah, we can do that.
Let's do it. So
that's kind of weird, though. That's a series within a series.
You're making my brain just melt right now.
I know. I was just thinking. I was like, theoretically, you can watch all the King of the Plies episodes on our King of the Plies channel and literally just watch the entire series within a series. It's like a spinoff.
It's a spinoff series for the USA FBL Fingerboard podcast.
Exactly.
You heard it here first.
All right. So
what about you? I want to know Levine's top 5.
Man, here's the crazy thing is, it's like, these are all bangers, and all these are people are, I consider to be friends and stuff. So I feel like if I don't list everybody, then people are gonna come after me with pitchforks. But I'm gonna try to knock it down to 5. I'm thinking Dude Guy episode with Clark. I'm thinking Doom Lagoon with Noah. Sorry for Fingerboards with Nash. Big Spin Podcast, FB Christopher, and Curious Boards with Frank.
Okay, so guys, get the pitchforks ready. Levine, is that in order, or is that just your top 5?
That's just my top 5. That's just the top 5 for those. I don't even know if I want to even do a top 5
calm down.
of all time.
Calm down. Put your pitchforks down.
But theoretically, I can give you guys the list. I got some stats here. I got the list of the top 10 all-time listened to podcast episodes.
Is that in episode 50? Oh, so that's all time 1
All
through
time. So
75.
1 through 75. I can get you guys the
Ooh.
stats. So on the listen side, I can tell you which ones have been downloaded the most. So the top 10 most listened to episode is going to be Blistered Fingers with season 1, episode 12. Number 9, Pipsqueak Wheels, season 1, episode 22. Number 8, Anxiety Offline FB, season 1, episode 33. Number 7, Jack Perry, Fingerboarder, season 1, episode 37. Number 6, the man himself, Gary Graves, Halloween special, season 1, episode 31.
That made it in the top 10?
Yeah, top 10 all time.
Hell yeah.
All right, this is where things get interesting. So, number 5, Sausage Ramps, season 2, episode 56. Number 4, which I feel like this one is just by default because it's number 1, but OMG and USAFBL season 1, episode 1. Number 3, of course, Mike Snyder, Flatface Fingerboard, season 1, episode 10. Number 2, Chems, season 1, episode 39. And the number 1 most downloaded USAFBL Fingerboard podcast episode, FB. Christopher, season 1, episode 18. Crazy, huh?
I mean, Big Spin Podcast, what can I say?
A lot of bangers right there. So this is where everybody's attention is. So out of all the episodes, these are the top 10 most downloaded. Of course, the video side is a completely different animal, but this is the audio side that you can basically listen to anywhere where a podcast can be downloaded. So lots of stuff, man. Lots of stuff.
So what's next? I know you got a hell of a lineup coming up here soon, right? Am I right? Am I right, Levine?
Yeah, we've got some guests. We got things going on. So we've got Combo of the Year and Line of the Year. We're getting ready to launch that next week. Super excited for that. We've got Ramon Angelo, the world champion fingerboarder from Germany, Black River team rider. We got him on the podcast. We've got Ravi Ali, Antidote Fingerboards, D-Wood Fingerboards, and Todd with No Comply.
That's a hell of a lineup right there in itself.
I know. I'm excited. Like I said, we're 75 episodes in and we are not slowing down. Can't stop. Won't stop.
Woo!
Man. All right. So appreciate everybody for getting on the podcast. First off, if you're watching this before anybody else on our Patreon channel, thank you for all the love and support. We've got early access to everything USAFBL. That's not just the podcast episodes. That's going to be, contests like Combo of the Year, Line of the Year. We might be launching our 2025 dates and locations on there as well before everybody else. So there's definitely some benefits of being one of the Patreon family. And then, Gary, where can people find you on the internet? As far as handles, platforms, things like that.
Okay. Let's see here. Instagram is Gary Graves 22. You're putting me on the spot. I don't even know my YouTube channel. I think it's just Gary Graves FB maybe. But I don't really use my YouTube channel too much. But if you want to subscribe, that's cool. Subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe to him as well. We got
Instagram. That's all that matters. Instagram.
Road to 1,000. Road to 1,000. So yeah, if you made it this far, you're watching us on YouTube, you haven't fingered that bell icon, get us to 1,000, baby. Get us to 1,000. We're so close. So close.
Hey, by the end of this episode, I think we only need 3 more. I'm sure everybody's already getting on there and liking it. And if you don't, we're going to pull out our pitchforks.
Exactly. Till next time.
We outie, boys and gals.